Well, I think that the Pritzker Prize is a very sad situation because J. Pritzker decided to give a prize of this sort because he had a lecture course with Lewis Mumford. Now, I knew Lewis Mumford, and he was a great human being, a great everything. And what he wouldn't have gone for is the value system that Philip Johnston instigated for the Pritzker Prize. So in a way, he led the Pritzkers by the nose toward this notion. It must be a finished building, it must be one genius architect, and it must be in our mold, which is the old white male mold of giving prizes. And so all these things I've said to leaven it up, they have tried to do now, but they still, their criteria come from that time, and so do all architects' criteria. And the things that I've tried to do to help architects open a window onto a wider world, which is a world of words and images, and not saying one is more than the other. The words of functionalism as helping to change aesthetic grooves and ruts. That world, which Bob and I share, was the reason Bob didn't get the Pritzker Prize for 13 years. He should have got it very early on because he was the leading person with, in ideas in architecture with complexity and contradiction. It turned the whole architecture culture around. But they still denied it to him because he didn't meet the standard. He had a wife who was an architect, but that wasn't the reason. He liked Las Vegas, et cetera, et cetera. So the Pritzker people have a long way to go, and they're trying, and then they make mistakes still, but it's now with better will. And people have suggested, why don't you submit now without Bob? Because he submitted. And I've said the idea was a joint creativity. It doesn't mean I'm not very creative and I'm loving the work I'm doing now as when Bob is not doing work. I miss him, but I've also got opportunities as a result of that. But in the end, I feel that they owe me not a Pritzker Prize, but a Pritzker inclusion ceremony. And that would be not somewhere where it's very expensive to go and must be planned years ahead, and not with all the hoo-ha of that, but something very nice and modest. I'm too old to travel. It would have to be where I am, or near where I am, and a bit more off the cuff, because who knows if I could make it that day. You see what I mean? But the idea would be to say there are other ways of being an architect that are very, very creative, and let's salute some of those, and let's salute the notion of joint creativity as well.